back to the Smartwatch podcast. I'm your host Mansa, and today I'm thrilled to have with us Meghna Srimati, Associate Partner in Consulting at IBM and a seasoned professional in the field of government consulting. Meghna, so great to have you on the show.
It's so great to be here, Mansa. And finally, after months and months of us, the two of us planning, I'm so happy we finally made it.
Before we dive into discussing AI, can you give us a sneak peek into your professional journey so far and some of your experiences that have shaped your expertise?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am an associate partner with IBM Consulting right now. And what I do in most of my time is really working with government ministries and departments, which is my client base, and consulting with them about how is it that they can conceptualize and then implement very large scale nationwide technology implementations, whether it's transport or agriculture or shipping department or what have you. So that's what I do right now. And I've been with IBM for about 2 years. And before this, I was with Ernst Young, where I was a director in their government consulting arm. I spent 17 years with Ernst Young. And during that time, I had an opportunity of working with the World Bank in Washington, DC, and also a number of donor agencies like European Union, Asian Development Bank, African Development Bank in Europe. And I also worked for a bit in Latin America, in Brazil and Peru, again with the World Bank and government. And for a while, I worked with Oman, Ministry of Social Justice, and also Cambodia, Ministry of Food and Agriculture. So I've been all over the place, basically.
Meghna, it's evidently clear that you bring a wealth of relevant experience in consulting. Now, moving on to our main discussion, we know the government's involvement in AI is quite crucial, especially in a landscape where the private sector is thriving. And what specific roles do you see government playing in advancing these AI initiatives?
Yeah, and I'm so glad you asked this. You started off with this question, and I know we've been talking about what is it, that you would like me to cover. This is a very common question that I get. Why do you even need the government when it comes to artificial intelligence? The private sector is doing so well by itself. The government only needs to be there as a regulator, and that's such a common misconception. The government, yes, it needs to be there as a regulator, almost if you consider them as an umbrella, make the act, make the AI act, make the policy, the framework, etc. The government needs to be there as an enabler, yes, if you consider that as the floor, provide the industry enablement, the infrastructure, etc. But what the government's key role is to be also being an active contributor to artificial intelligence, not just as a regulator. I'll give you an example. Consider the transport sector. You have a car, I have a car. I drive here in NCR where I live, you drive there in Hyderabad. The Ministry of Transport is sitting on huge data about where all the roads are and what kind of vehicles and what kind of seasons and what kind of accidents that happen. Imagine if the, and most of it is unstructured data, sure, I grant you that, but imagine if all of this were to be taken through an AI multimodal model or language model, etc. You're suddenly sitting on a potential for predictive modeling about in what areas, in what seasons is there more fog and therefore more accidents happen. So that's one example. Consider agriculture, very different example, right? There are lakhs, crores of farmers sowing different types of crops, crop types, culminating into different kind of food products all over the country. Imagine if we're sitting on a data, huge unstructured data set, which gives us potential to be actually be able to predictively model what kind of crops can the farmers sow at what seasons in order to get them the best revenue, and what kind of fertilizers to put and what kind of pests to be aware of, etc. That's what the government can do in AI and is doing in AI, not just a regulator. It's actually part of the AI industry.
You make a compelling point about the government's role as an active contributor to AI beyond just being a regulator. Now, the examples that you provided in the transport and agriculture sectors definitely highlighted the potential for AI to drive this predictive modeling and improve decision making. It's also interesting to learn about the specific initiatives taken by the government in the AI space. Now, how do you see these initiatives shaping the future of AI integration in government operations?
Okay, I'll give you a very quick example. Even right now, state governments and the central government across the country are now setting up chatbots and voice bots to answer common questions from the citizens. Mansa, you have a car, you'll need a pollution certificate. You've no idea how to go about it, right? Maybe your parents do, and your parents don't speak English or Hindi. They can literally go on the website and they can ask a question in their native language on the website, and a chatbot or even a voice bot is going to answer them how to go about getting a pollution certificate. Let's say you're buying an apartment, you have no idea how to go through the entire process of sale certificate. That's actually happening, and that's the future of AI integration in government operations, which is citizen service delivery, making it better, the way government works better for us citizens using AI.
As you said, the implementation of chatbots and voice bots to assist citizens in their native language is a prime example of how AI can enhance citizen service delivery. Could you elaborate on the measures the government is implementing to foster such AI developments?
Yeah, I was a little worried that you will ask me this question, because once you do, I'm just going to go on listing the measures that the government is taking. And there's just so much fantastic and exciting work that's happening in the Ministry of IT. So, the Ministry of IT has come up with the India AI, which is the national program on AI. And they're already futuristically thinking about how, once the AI explosion happens in the country, from startups to big corporates to what have you, how are you going to govern it? Where are you going to get the data from? How are you going to structure it? How are you going to take care of the huge compute infrastructure that you'll need? How are you going to take care of the intellectual property? How are you going to take care of the future skills? What about AI ethics? All of that is part of the India AI program. Second, there's also the India dataset platform that's coming up, where data sets from across all walks of life, from, like we talked about, from transport to agriculture to fisheries to our infrastructure, is being put together. There's India AI Future Design, that's the third one, where the government plans to make the next 100 AI unicorns with funding mechanisms for early stage startup. Fourth, there's Future Skills, wherein the government is thinking and making plans and frameworks about how is it that we can inculcate it within our K-12 education itself. There's future lab compute, that's the fifth one. There's semicon chipsets, that's sixth. And finally, the India AI portal, which is the content repository for the India AI program. Like I said, I think I should stop talking about it because I'll take up all of your 40 minutes. There's just so much.
It's also encouraging to see the government taking, a comprehensive approach. But now, how effective are these measures in advancing India's position globally in terms of AI readiness and maturity?
So that's where the good news is. India has already been nominated. India is the council chair of the Global Partnership on AI, which is a global entity, global group of countries, part of the OECD, headquartered in France. And it's because of India's constantly improving year by year penetration of AI, in recognition of that, that India has been elected as the council chair. But I'll give you better metrics, not just the fact that we are the council chair of the Global Partnership for AI. Stanford University comes out with an AI index report. In their last year's AI index report 2023, Stanford has ranked India first in AI skill penetration across the globe. India is the first in the number of GitHub AI projects. And good news for you and me, we have the highest AI skill penetration rate for women in the world. We are fifth in the number of newly funded AI companies. We have the sixth highest private investment in AI. So, to answer your question, it's really helping. Our stand globally in AI readiness or maturity, like you asked, is being helped a lot by these foundational efforts by the government. I don't know if that answered your question.
But how certain areas like journal publications and AI, repositories require attention? What steps do you propose for the government to enhance this, India's position as a global leader in generative AI space?
Yeah, so come to think of it, there's a lot many other things other than just, GitHub projects or private investments. I think what happens is when we look at the AI readiness or AI maturity of a country, we look at the things that stand out the most: newly funded AI companies, private investment, skill penetration rate, etc. But what we kind of miss, which is something that India is still lagging behind, which I think government can take steps to further strengthen, is our journal publications, our citations, our AI repositories. In the latest report of Stanford, the one that I just quoted, India is at, I think, 12th or 13th position in the world. India has 5% citations in journal publications and repository, whereas China has 39%. The key difference is that their institutes are incentivized to research and publish more on AI. And that I think the government can readily do and should do to further strengthen our position as a global leader in AI. We're there, but we can get there.
It's quite impressive to hear about the impactful, measures taken by the government so far, and their positive effects on India's global AI standing. It's quite impeccable. Now let's pivot to the another important aspect, which is AI education. Very close to my heart. So, what are your thoughts on embedding AI education in K-12 curriculum to facilitate this emergence of AI related careers as mainstream options?
So I am of the firm belief that if we want to see careers like an AI researcher or an AI product manager or a machine learning engineer or even an AI ethicist or an AI consultant, if you want to see careers like this become mainstream, the only way to do that is not to wait until the undergrad or grad level. We have to start embedding AI education in K 12 itself, which is from kindergarten to the 12th grade. And that's something that the government is already doing, the Ministry of IT, with the Future Skills program. To tell you the truth, there's still a lot that, so the Future Skills initiative, in that, what's happening is there's a framework being built in which, say, you're a parent to a 11-year-old daughter, and I'm a parent too. As parents, we need to figure out, we need to know what is the AI curriculum and is it going to cover the fundamentals of AI, maths, stats, machine learning, even NLP or even AI ethics in higher grades. So that's one thing, the model curriculum. Can we think about, let's say, categorizing the courses and the programs as per the focus? Like maybe your daughter wants to go for a technology specific thing, career, say LLMs or algorithms. Maybe my kid wants to be more application specific, the transport sector, domain, etc. Maybe another child wants to be more infrastructure specific, specialized accelerators, etc. So that's the categorization. Then there is, at a higher level, research for fellowships, in tier 2, 3, 4 institutes across tier 2, 3 cities. And all of this will not be successful unless we have faculty training in AI and we have career path mapping in diverse fields, from AI researcher to ethicist to consultant to data scientists, etc. Only then, I think, will these careers become mainstream.
That's a compelling perspective, Meghna. Education from an early age indeed pave, the way for a workforce well versed of AI concepts. But to wrap up, could you share some insights on potential challenges and also pitfalls to be mindful of in this journey towards AI integration and development?
Yeah, sure. This is going to be a little bit of a controversial view because I think one of the pitfalls that we have to look out for, and which is something that other countries are already doing to some extent, we have to be really careful about not joining the AI bandwagon just because it's a buzzword. So, one of the pitfalls I feel that we have to look out for is the behavioral and the predictive biases that creep into the data. It's actually, after all, people like you and me that are training the models. Beyond a point of time, our biases then creep into the data. So we have had examples. So was attending a talk by the Bhashani MD, wherein they talked about how a doctor, the data thought that the doctor was a he and the teacher was a she. Especially when considering the demographic that's sitting on this podcast, that's something that's scary. And that's especially with the kind of huge demographic variations or diversity that we have in our country across gender and region and religion and language and caste. This becomes especially critical. And I think that's something that we need to watch out for.
Thank you, Meghna, for sharing such valuable insights into the role of government playing in AI space and the effectiveness of AI initiatives, and also highlighting the importance of AI in education. Thank you once again for joining us today. But to our audience, stay tuned for more thought provoking discussions on the future of AI here on the SmartBots platform podcast. Stay curious and stay informed. Until next time.